Howdy folks, and welcome back to another video. This week I'm doing something a little bit different with my iPad. So we're doing a speed paint. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I very rarely work digitally, if not for work. So we're going to be using Procreate, and I'll work on a square canvas. Why not? And basically we're going to be drawing an old character of mine today, once I figure out where my brushes are. That is not it, that's the eraser. I think this is going to be way too shiny for me to film this live, so we'll use a speed paint. Yeah. So lucky for me, Procreate records it and we can time-lapse it. What we're going to be doing is redrawing this character I designed back in 2007. And I've drawn her a couple of times since, once in yeah, I don't know what's going on with that cell shading. And then I did it again and again. And, you know, she's due another drawing. I think, at least. My favourite one was the one with the dragons. Not gonna lie. But yes, the iPad Pro Procreate records for me, so that's how we're going to film this video, and I'll just talk through the speed paint that it records. So without further ado, let's get to it and redesign this character. So as with any of my paintings, I start with a sketch. It's been a long time since I've actually done a speed paint, so I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted this to be lineless or with line art, and you can probably guess what one. I love my line art, so you know, there's line art in this piece. This character is Desdemona, in case you couldn't read my scroll from the old artwork, and she was designed in 2007 for a store, a comic shop where I lived, and I had to design a bunch of these ladies, and the only brief I had was they had to be sexy ladies with large chests, and the colour scheme was black and red. So based off of that, she was one of the ladies that I came up with that unfortunately was not chosen for the shop, which just meant that I had an awesome character that I could revisit many years later in speed paint. So yes, as you can see here, I'm adding the line art because I can't be without it. I just really like the way it looks, and in this one, rather than going for such a harsh black outline, I decided to go for a deep red, seeing as that's kind of her colour scheme, although I did give her purpley-ish, greyish hair. I don't really know what the official colour is for that, but that's kind of the colour I'm going for. So the way I take on my digital painting is that I will block out all of the areas for my shadow and my highlight colour, including any sort of deeper shadows and stuff like that. I'll put it all in first as kind of like a scribbly placeholder, if you will, and then I will go in and render it out afterwards. And for this I used the soft round brush in Procreate. It's just one of their standard default brushes, and all I do is kind of pick colours that are adjacent to the colour I'm using and just stroke it softly until it's blended out. It's the same method that I would use in Photoshop. I've never been one for like custom brushes or anything like that, just a soft round brush. I always do it all with that. People make amazing things with other brushes, so I'm just not one of them. So here we go on her hair, which is probably arguably my favourite part. I was just finishing off the cuffs there actually. And yeah, this picture was a guilty pleasure portrait because I really enjoy rendering faces and hair. So as I knew I was going to do a portrait of Desdemona, and it had been the first time in a while, and I'm not a huge fan of the outfit I designed for her, but I wasn't in a position where I could think of a new one right now, so I just did this portrait, and I really enjoyed working on her hair and her skin. Like I say, it's something that I haven't done for a while because I tend to use my iPad for work. I do all of my comic work on there, so using it for just a nice portrait that I was able to work on was just it was really enjoyable, and I think I need to do more of that because otherwise I'm just going to look at it as a tool I use for work and not for play. But let me know what you think of this, because I was always a bit sort of dubious about posting speed paints like this, because I don't think they're quite as much fun to watch as traditional artwork. I don't know, there's just something about watching the traditional art come to life that I personally enjoy. But let me know in the comments if you like this. Yeah, totally just scrapped that fire and went with this instead, because that was better. And I loved putting the rim lighting on. That's one of my favourite steps. But here she is all finished. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Something a little bit different and a bit short, but you know, I was able to do this portrait of Desdemona, and she needed this update. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know. But until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.